this computer. Welcome everybody to the latest and greatest, long overdue episode of the podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm the host. I'm King David. I'm in here with my best friend, Rebecca Quarles, author, and all that good stuff. Hello, Becky. Hello.
It froze.
I don't know why I keep saying my connection is unstable, like literally right here next to you, you ignorant son bitch.
Yeah, it froze for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, hotspot is active. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, we ain't gonna worry about it right now, I guess. Everything seems to be okay. Right? Only one device is connected. I gotta get me an internet box. Once I get me an internet box, we'll actually do it more often. But the internet in my new spot is kind of janky. Ooh, I can run my little Roku TV off of it, but I mean you can't really do no live streams or nothing like that because the internet's just not that great. But I'm not paying for it, so I mean it's in the house that I live, and I have access.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not the greatest in the world. But how you doing, Becky? It's been a while.
Doing great. It's been a
What
long
are
day.
you drinking on?
It's kind of keeping it kind of light today. Just got a sangria. Put some lemon and limes in it and some mint.
Did you put ice cubes in your shit, Rebecca?
A few. I like cold drinks. I don't like hot drinks. Some people can drink.
I mean, wouldn't you stick the bottle in the refrigerator, or would your unscrupulous house guest come in his spare time?
No, the one thing I will say is he won't touch that. He likes harder of the liquors, and I'm trying to just keep it light. I'm just trying to keep it light.
That's good. That's good. I remember once upon a time I used to kind of started to drink wine when I was with that one crazy girl who ended up getting married. Not opposed to it. It's some wines. It's some wines that I'm cool with. There's some wines that I like. But I mean, am I a connoisseur? No, but I'm not much of a drinker. I'm more of a smoker. So
I am the connoisseur of the win. So you gotta look like an asshole. You got asshole written all your fucking face. Nah, man, Jay was cool, man. Like, just chilling my last technically 4 more days of working at this job, and I'll have a 2-week break.
Congratulations.
March the 15th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I honestly stepped out on faith on that one. I stepped out on faith. I was like, listen, I can't keep working this job. Same crime life, 15 years. That is correct.
That is the shirt in its entirety. I've had the shirt for a little while.
They can pay administratively. That is correct.
I love wearing provocative shirts because I know I can be very outspoken, and yes.
That's what you call antagonistic now. Oh, okay, cool.
I can wear something like this where it says same crime, and then you just walk around the mall and watch how white people give you the stink face.
They already give you the stink face because you're black.
I mean, yeah.
Let's just add something.
They gonna do that, and they turn their face up. Yeah. Well, fuck you too. Then I don't give a damn. It's the fucking truth. It was a young man. Off topic, on topic. It was a young man in Texas. They just had that big freeze in Texas last week. The young brother was walking home from Walmart. Apparently, he lived within walking distance of the local Walmart, in which he is an honest, young, hardworking teen, and he was harassed by the police.
Wow.
It was a welfare check. Somebody called the police, like, hey, we need to do a welfare check. And they're steady following this dude home. Like, where are you going? I'm going home. Like, he's steady telling them, I'm going home. Well, why don't you want to talk to us? I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. I'm walking home. Well, aren't you cold? No, like, leave me alone. And they end up arresting the dude.
Wow.
Black coon chief sheriff, well, we don't know what's in their hearts. So,
wow.
Being black, just being black is crime itself.
In the words of Tariq Nasheed, Coon Train is coming.
Man, you already know if you see a black person in a high position in a police precinct or department, 9 times out of 10, they gonna side with the thin blue line, even though that thin blue line does not apply to you. I don't understand.
That is
correct. What's so hard to understand about the fact that the thin blue line doesn't apply to you because you still a nigga. And quite frankly, when you are not in uniform, hell, even when you are in uniform, them niggas is gonna how should I say, be on some bullshit.
That is correct. It was a girl who works for. She was she wasn't a state trooper. I forgot what she was, but she was a police officer, I think. And she been working in law enforcement for almost 20 years. I think Willie D posted.
You talking about the black lady who was a TSA agent?
Was she TSA?
She was
I thought she was a police officer.
No, she was like head TSA person or something.
Kind of fucking
with her.
Did she do the video on her car?
Yep, that's her.
I thought she was a police officer. She didn't say she was TSA, did she?
I think she was TSA, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyway, continue.
But yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that. Like at the end of the day, regardless of what, it's been police officers pulled over by other police officers off duty. I can't remember the exact story, but it was a man who got pulled over, and he was off duty, and they stopped him and was like, "What you doing driving this car? What you doing this? So and so, so and so." And he's like, "I'm police." Like they literally took him out the car and everything, checked him, ran his name, and the other guy was like. Like that shit is crazy.
They did that to an FBI agent. Boy, he had a field day with their ass. Dude was in a restaurant, if I'm not mistaken, just minding his own business with some young lady or whatever. But I know he was like in a restaurant, minding his own business. Here come the police fucking with the dude. And dude's like, yo, you don't know who you messing with. Like, y'all, when you find out who I am, you're going to let me go. Oh, we got to run your name. We got to do this. And you fit the script. She's like, nigga. He's like, man, this is funny. When y'all find out who I am, y'all gonna let me go. Oh, man, they had this nigga gaffled up all in the handcuffs and shit. Then ran his name. Come to find out he was the FBI.
I bet you them niggas like, God damn, my pension is gone.
Let him go. Sir, let him go. I hope he had a field day with their asses.
He should have. But you know what? It's interesting you say that, and sorry to get off topic, but on top of off topic. But it just reminds me of how Black people go around thinking that it won't be them. I have a fair-skinned counterpart that will not be named. David, shut your ass up.
Thinking emoji.
Right. I look just like that motherfucker. And a recent conversation a few weeks ago, they're about to go out drinking, and I'm like, listen, like, you know, you going out drinking this and that, be careful out there, you know, don't be driving drunk, this and that. If you need a ride and you don't have a choice, call me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather come pick you up than you get pulled over by the police. Look at your nosy ass.
Your boy out here tripping again.
Shenanigans, yeah. But get pulled over by the police or whatever. And the thing that he said to me, he was like, oh, I'm just going out for like still. I'm like, hey man, don't forget, regardless of what, you Black out here. And he said, but I don't cause any trouble though. And for somebody to make a statement like that at 40 years old, and you've been stopped not once, but twice by the police. One of them you was coming home from work. The other time you was going to work. And both times they told you you fit the description, which ain't nothing but another word for nigga or nigger. What you doing out here? Or nigger, what you doing in this neighborhood? So it just frustrates me that we still have Black people who think like that. You got somebody who's 40 years old that makes a comment and say, but I don't cause any trouble though, that's been stopped twice for some racist shit. But then you got a younger guy who I had to help that got into it when I was in St. Louis with some people. And before the police came, I had a real serious talk with him for 2 minutes. All it took me was 2 minutes to get my point across. Listen, you are in an all Black neighborhood, okay? They already don't think shit of us. When these people get here, you are Black first. You are a Black man first. You are a dark-skinned Black man first, and you know that they gonna send white police officer out here. My job is to tell you how to act accordingly. Now, at the same time, don't be disrespected. And my job as a woman is to protect you as a Black man, because at the end of the day, the police don't give a fuck about the situation. This Black nigga, we gotta come to this nigga neighborhood. Like, that was just like a series, like a real, and that ain't even all that I said, but 2 minutes got my point across, and dude was like, okay, I got it. And it was all good. And then talking to a 40-year-old man who's just naive. How are you naive when you fit the description to them? Twice.
I'm not going to say naive. Naive is the wrong word.
Okay.
Let's call him willfully ignorant.
Ignorant. Okay.
Willfully ignorant. You're not ignorant because you don't know.
You don't know. Gotcha.
You're ignorant because you refuse to know, or you refuse to accept the fact.
To accept and acknowledge.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry. Just had to get that out.
See, Rebecca, this is the reason why Stevie Wonder is permanently relocating to Ghana. Now, according to CNN, so CNN says, the iconic award-winning performer spoke to Oprah Winfrey in an interview explaining his decision, citing the political turmoil in the United States. When has never been political turmoil in the United States? Coming from the same person who wrote the song "Living Just Enough for the City." But I mean, you know, now he says, I want to see this nation smile again. I couldn't find words to just go off, so we're just going to continue here. I want to see this nation smile, and I want to see it before I travel to move to Ghana, because I'm going to do that. Winfrey asked, you're going to permanently move to Ghana? I am. He added, I don't want to see my children's children have to say, oh, please like me. Please respect me. Please know that I am important. Please value me. What is that? This is the first time he said he was considering moving to Ghana in 94. He said he felt there was more of a sense of community than the U.S. Stevie Wonder, Michigan native, how to play the piano and the harmonica and the drums by age 9, was signed to Motown, has won 25 Grammys, and has been nominated 74 times. So I will say that at least he's not on the bandwagon. I will give him that because it says that he was considering it in '94, back before the whole year return and the great migration back to Africa. But I understand he's from a different generation, so he he's from that civil rights generation.
Yeah.
Like right after that civil rights generation, he right over there. So I understand where he's coming from as an older black gentleman. You're like, oh, please don't kill me. I'm human. I'm this. I'm that. Uh, but we not having that. No, the millennials, generation X, Y, Z, whatever the hell come after us, we not having that. That
He said XYZ.
passive, that passive, just pull up your pants and dress good and speak well and get your education. We don't play that shit because we know that there's no salvation from white supremacy.
Mm.
Because there's plenty of brothers who was lynched in suits.
Fair enough.
Wore back then. They wore damn near everybody wore suits back then. There was plenty of brothers got lynched in suits. There was plenty of women got lynched in dresses or stripped naked and then lynched.
Mm.
I mean, if he wants to move to Ghana, hey, more power to you, Stevie. Understand? You got to do what you got to do. Now, my issue is we act like there's no white supremacy in Africa. That is my biggest issue. That is my
baby.
issue. Well, I'm moving to Africa. Okay. Well, well, I feel that it's gonna be better for me. Okay, sure. You're around people who look like you. Yes, absolutely. You're not gonna get racially profiled from the people who look like you. Yes, absolutely. Can you move to Africa and do well for yourself? Yes, absolutely. Can you take $100,000 and live like a king in many countries in Africa? Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
You are free to move wherever you want to. This entire planet is yours. Move where you want to, but don't move because you think that you're escaping white supremacy. Because last time I checked, Africa as a whole ain't doing too good. They not. You got all the wealth and all the resources and all the gold and all the diamonds and all the land, and y'all still getting fucked by these white people. And if it ain't the whites, it's the Chinese. You know, the Chinese trying to make Africa the new China.
Yep.
So why we act like, oh, we going to Africa, I can escape all racism? No,
that's not what that is.
You're not. You're not. And let's be honest with you. I know they're going to be mad about this, but a lot of Africans is not trying to fight white supremacy.
That's true.
They not. They not trying to fight racism. They not. Realistically, the only people who is really fighting white supremacy tooth and nail is Foundation of Black Americans.
Yep.
The Haitians did it. But after that, didn't nobody come to Haiti's aid. You know, didn't no African countries come to Haiti's aid. They didn't fight France and Britain and all the motherfuckers who still got tariffs and all of this shit going on in Haiti. And let's not forget that many African countries still pay colonial ties. There's a whole lot of countries still pay colonial ties to France and Britain and Spain and all the rest of these motherfuckers here. So why we act like something gonna change? Like, okay, it might be better. Sure, it'd probably be easier for him to live out the rest of his life in Africa. I mean, especially with the amount of money that he got. Sure, hey man, go, mom, go power. Stevie.
But the thing is this, like he talking about his children's children, like. Are you talking about moving you and all your children and their kids and and their kids? Because that's the only way that's gonna work. And that's if they choose to stay. Like, listen, like I was listening to this podcast from this one girl, and she was saying how, and she's African, and she's saying how Africans don't really respect Black Americans. They respect white people more than they respect Black Americans.
That's
Okay, go
true
ahead.
for a lot of them. A lot of them. But I mean, I've known some Africans. I've
Mm,
worked with the homie from Sudan. I think he's from South Sudan. I've worked with Kenyans. I've worked with Ugandans. I worked with this lady who was from Liberia.
mm,
Africans is cool. You know, I still believe in Pan Africanism.
mm.
A lot of Africans is cool, but a lot of Africans ain't cool. A lot of them, you got a lot of African coons who like to come over here and you get that talk. You know, you gonna get that talk. Now these black folk over here ain't no good. Don't you go messing with them now. Don't go messing with them. You just be a good African Negro and don't mess with them black Americans over there. They don't do nothing. Don't leave them alone. They troublemakers. And a lot of them believe that.
Mm, mm.
A lot of them believe that. They really do. So I can't say it's all Africans, but yeah, some Africans are on that Akata, bullshit like this here. Like a lot of them do be on that. And a lot of them don't. Just like you got a lot of foundational black American goons. Got a whole lot of them.
Not cool, David.
Coons, Sambos, sellouts, bootlicks,
Ham
white
boning.
supremacy. Now, Brother Becker, I just got a question for you. Why everybody want to move to Ghana?
I don't know. I mean, is it really all what it's cracked up to be? I got a friend that's from Ghana, and she asked, I was talking to her earlier today, and when I asked her about the story about Stevie Wonder, and she was like, Ghana, or countries in places in Africa, it's just like here. She was like, you have your good parts and your bad parts. She was like,
That's everywhere, isn't it?
right, that's what she was saying. She was like, it's pretty much no different. She was like, except for your money is longer. She was like, she said, somebody like her making $28 an hour can go to Ghana and be rich. Like, have like a palace with servants and all type of stuff because their money, I know Lagos have like Nair, and I was looking up how much money this is. You watch these movies and they be like, I paid him 500,000 Nair. And it's literally like 5,000 and some odd dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, 5 million Nair is like $5,000 in US money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you serious? I can't go to, and my money be long, stupid long. She was like, that's why she thinks a lot of people is moving to African countries because their money stretch longer. And they take US dollars. They don't care what money it is. They take it. As long as they can spend it, they take it. I asked her, did she think the question that you posed is a popularity, this and that? And she was like, partially, she said, some people go because they really want to know their culture. She was like, but you don't have to move there to know, learn, and understand your culture. She was like, but a lot of people get over there and they think that it's going to be better living. And she was like, they realize that some of these people are just as scandalous or if not more ruthless. And they will take advantage of you because you are American. They'll take advantage of you. They hear your accent. Oh, you must be from America. Oh, and you over there like, oh, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, got somebody I can con.
What if I come in there with my Wakanda accent? The powers of the Black Panther will be stripped away. What would they say? Would they be cool with that? Or would they be like Godfrey, be like, oh, that's the most horrible accent I've ever heard? Hmm.
What's up? What's up? You froze.
I see that. What the fuck's going on? I don't. I gotta give me another source of internet. Either that or Zoom is just tripping. Cause literally, I got
You can
good
always
internet on
do
everything else,
it.
but then Zoom gonna be tripping and shit.
You can always just do what Vlad do and chop your videos up, release them by subject. I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, I could. Well, I don't know. I have done that in the past with certain topics, but I mean, so here's the thing. There's literally like 35-ish other countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, North Sudan, South Sudan, you got Egypt, you got Somalia,
Right.
you got Morocco, you got Liberia, Nigeria, Democratic
Mm-hmm.
of Congo, Burkina Faso, South Africa. Like, damn, there's literally plenty of other countries that you can live in Africa, but everybody wants to go to Ghana. I feel like everybody want to go to Ghana because it's popular. Now, I do know
Mm.
a brother. His name is Rashad McCory. He's actually an FBA who now resides in Ghana. And his story is actually quite different.
Mm-hmm.
He has been organizing tours to Ghana for several years now.
Mm-hmm.
Ghana's like his second home. Well, he actually got stuck in Ghana over the course of the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So now, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to permanently reside in Ghana. But like
Mm.
he was already doing business organizing, trips from like New York and stuff down to Ghana for like a week or two, and then he would do that. And he, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
stuck. Yeah, y'all can read about him. There's been a couple articles about the dude. His name is Rashad McCory. He organizes tours and stuff like that. He actually got caught over there when the pandemic hit, and I think he just decided to stay.
Okay, gotcha. So is he going to give up his citizenship or have dual citizenship?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And that's another thing. I know some countries aren't offering dual citizenship,
Mm.
like a right to abode, which isn't really a citizenship. So
Mm.
personally, this is my land. This is my country. This is my home. I was born here. My grandparents were born here. My great grandparents were born here. My great great grandparents were born here. Like, I ain't going nowhere. This is my fucking country. We was here before the white man got here. We was here before the Mongoloid Indians. Listen to what I'm saying. We were here before the Mongoloid Indians came over here. The ones that came across the Bering Strait when it was all frozen and shit up there, that big ice bridge. We was up black people were already here. Dark skinned Indians were already here. When you hear black people say, "Oh, I got a little Indian in my family," and niggas could never figure out why, that's because a lot of us were already here. Most of us were already here.
Already here, yeah.
All right, so, and even if we wasn't, let's just say we were brought over here on slave ship. We built this country, we built the wealth that it has, and this country has no soul. The country don't have no soul. This country don't have no swag. This country don't have shit without. We are literally the fabric that sews America together. America wouldn't be shit.
And the essence of America.
We are the essence. Without us, the essence of America will be stripped away.
Well, I'm done.
Man. Welcome home, Bobby Shmurda. Gotta say welcome home to Bobby Shmurda. My man been locked down for 7 years. He just a few days ago. So just
yeah.
Welcome home, Bobby Shmurda. Glad the brother is out of the pen. He could have taken a lesser charge if he had ratted on his friends, but
And he chose not to.
10 toes down. And I ain't gonna do nothing respect that. Because technically speaking, he was basically charged with like some RICO all in gang injunction laws that they create to lock up black people. Like, dude didn't even have anything to do with the crime, but he was associated with the gang. So him and Rowdy Rebel ended up getting locked up. I think Rowdy ended up getting out like last year or something like that. And I mean, dude was a kid when he went in. Yeah, he had the song Hot Nigga. He had that song Bobby Bitch. And, it was cool. And everybody like, oh, this is racist and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, dude's a kid, man. Like, give him a break. He only rapping about what he knows and what he's seen. And that's all he seen was being from New York. Now, hopefully, the brother gets out and does something positive with his life. I mean, I'd rather see him in the game than Snitch Nine because he's still out here trying to get dudes locked up on some BS. So I'm happy the man is home.
Mm-hmm.
And can't really say the nigga really dropped too much music because he got hot and then he went to jail for 7 years.
Yeah.
Thoughts for that? Anything? No.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about Bobby Shmurda, to tell you the truth.
Hey, I mean, ain't really much to say. He's a New York native. He had that song Hot Nigga. Had that song Bobby Bitch. And it seemed like he was really going places. And then they was like, up gang injunction laws, go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 for 7 years. So hopefully, man, he can get out, get back to working, get eating. Hopefully his 7-year bid has taught him some things. Hopefully the brother used that opportunity to kind of read some books. Because, I mean, he ain't got shit else to do in jail but read, eat, work out. Allegedly, I don't know personally. He's never been in prison. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I see. So, I mean, I'm hoping that, hoping my boy just, hoping he's a different person. I hope he does something positive with his life. And hopefully he does not go back to the block. I'm really hoping because a lot of our brothers will go right back to the block around them same niggas who got you caught up the last time. I'm not saying it's necessarily their fault because to a certain extent we are a product of our environment and, the hood didn't become the hood by itself. They were off the hood and making the hood. So I get it. I understand. I don't fault him so much. And like I said, the nigga was a kid. I was staying doing dumb shit when I was a kid. Get that man a chance to everybody's like, oh, Bobby Shmurda, this stuff. Like, man, get that man a chance to grow. Get that man a chance to evolve. He was like 19, 20 when he went in. Like, still a child. Basically, your mind is still underdeveloped, nigga. To a certain extent. Yeah, he was out doing dirt and doing whatever, but I'm just saying, hopefully my dude just come back out, man, and do something real positive with his life, and hopefully he don't go back to prison, because that's not a place for anybody to be. Prison is really supposed to be a place of rehabilitation, but we know that in America, a prison is basically a free check. That's all it is. It's a free check for those who own these privatized prisons, so they're incentivized to lock niggas up so they can get that check for the state money or federal money, So, Rebecca, on the dating side of the game, trying to figure out how I'm going to word this. Let's start with, are men and women equal? Are men and women equal, Rebecca? Speak on it. Go.
No. And that's all I got to say on that.
Men and women are not equal?
No. I don't think
go into depth that women and men are not equal. Are you sure?
I don't want to do shit that men do. I don't think we are equal in a sense. It's shit that men do that women can't do. It's shit that women do that men can't do. Why does everything have to be equal? Like, can I just get? I mean, you know what I think? I don't think nobody would give a fuck if women felt like they got equal pay as men. Now I will say this. It's male counterparts that have done the same job that I have done that has made more money than me. However, in situations like that, they always prove themselves in the sense of why they shouldn't be making more money than me. So I never really trip off of nobody else's bag in the sense of that nigga making more money than me. It's not right. Whoopty whoop, whoopty whoop. They not qualified. Like, I don't have to do all of that because the work will speak for itself. But I don't think nobody would give a fuck about, in my opinion, I don't think nobody would really care about equal or equality as far as men and women if women made the same amount as their male counterparts. If it was equal pay. Other than that, I don't think nobody would really care because really, women don't want to do the shit men do. That's just the truth. Most women don't want to do the shit that men do. We're not equal because I can't understand the plight. And I'm just speaking from a Black man's perspective. I can't understand the plight of a Black man. That to me alone is why I feel is one of the reasons why I feel like we're not equal. I will never be able to understand the plight of a Black man. I can be empathetic towards it. You can try easier for them. But I'll never be able to understand the plight of a Black man. Therefore, to me, in that definition alone, is why we will never be equal. I can't understand what it feels like to walk your shoes and to hit the pavement as a Black man and how to deal with the police as a Black man. Like, I will never be, as a woman, I will never be able to understand that. And again, that's one of the reasons why I feel like we will never be equal. And we shouldn't be equal.
All right. Well, I'm glad you said that. Our brother Metu the God has just joined us. Welcome to the stage, brother Metu.
I miss Metu, man.
Speak on it, brother Metu. How you doing, good brother?
I am doing great, my Black man. Good to be back in here with y'all.
Good,
I still haven't got that book from you, sister. You just give me that.
Still haven't got that book, goddammit.
Still haven't got no book.
See, Rebecca, you fuck. This is why women
I
always.
did.
Dinosaur topic, and you still never gave me that book.
Nigga, you owe him a book for free as long as you've been bullshit.
I'm telling you.
No, that's the truth. No, for real, that's the truth, man.
Send him all your books for free.
Man, I just fucking forget.
You on topic 10, and I still haven't got not one book. I'm like, oh.
Right.
He's absolutely correct, and that is
one book.
I just fucking forget. It's not intentional.
That seems intentional at this point.
I'm sure it
does. Doesn't it? It does.
I'm sorry.
How y'all doing?
I'm not going to apologize because sorry is not going to suffice.
The topic on the floor right now is: are men and women equal?
No.
Speak on that.
I would say no. We're not equal. We shouldn't be equal. Nothing in the universe is equal. And then what's interesting, I remember D.L. Hughley said something that was pretty funny. He said, everything we supposed to be equal until the bill comes.
I remember that. I remember that.
Pay the bill, I don't pay the bill. But no, men and women are not equal. I would never understand what it is to be a woman, to carry a child, or the responsibilities of a woman. I would never tell a woman what she's supposed to do. I can't do that. That's not in me to do that. Men and women are not equal. Rebecca, just any woman would never understand what it means to be a boy or a man. Period. No matter how many males, because I know a woman who have nothing but boys, but she would never understand what it takes to be a man or how it is to survive as a boy.
Interesting.
I think women who have boys, and it's one girl, and she is a lesbian. She has a son, and even her with a son, she surrounds her son with positive male figures, strong Black men. Because even she recognized, like, listen, at the end of the day, we might like the same, however, we are not the same. Yeah, man. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and then even in my situation in my personal family, my mom raised 4 boys. Now, no girls. Now I know how to treat. She taught me how a woman should be treated, but she can never teach me as a man on how to what my role is as a man. She like, this is what I like as a woman. This is what ladies like. But as far as teach me how to be a man, only one can do that is another man. So I have to navigate through that, having a single parent household. I fell into that stereotype, that not stereotype, but that planned situation myself. So she had all boys. Now, my mom still to this day still don't know what it takes to be me. I never understand what it takes to be her. Even if we're in the same space.
I recently got into a conversation real quick about that at work. Somebody asked me, we talking about the whole George Floyd thing. I have a person that reports to me. She's married to a police officer. Her police officer husband is Black, and she has a son. And she was like, I'm afraid for my son. She was like, I don't know what to do with him. Like, when he gets older, how am I supposed to tell him how to deal with the police? And I'm like, well, you don't tell him anything.
Right.
Leave that up to his dad to instruct him, because at the end of the day, he knows what it's like to be a Black man running through these streets, and he's a police officer. That is the job of your husband. That is not your job, because what you are going to do as a woman is naturally you're going to try to tell him ways to nurture him, and you're going to love him too much. And as a Black man, it's gonna get real out here in these streets, and love ain't gonna help you survive
in these streets.
That's true, and then also it's also detrimental for a white male to teach a Black young male on how it is to be a male person. Period. Because a white man, his experience can never tell or relate to a young Black male's experience.
No, he just gonna teach how to be a slave. Go ahead.
No, I mean, not only that, he can teach you what he went through, but his experience is different than a young Black male himself.
Yeah, he just gonna teach that man how to be complacent.
Young white men have a privilege that young Black men just don't have. Because I've seen white young males chase the police down with a gun, with a knife. Fight the police.
Escape the police.
Escape the police.
Be giving them that fisticuffs.
Right. Now, when it comes to us, they're armed and ready to go. We don't get no flashlight. We don't get no warning shot. We don't get no shot in the leg. We don't get the whistle. We don't get the baton. We don't even get the baton no more.
Oh, no, not at all.
Used to get beat. We don't even get that no more. They reserve the beating. They reserve the beating to the women and the shooting to the men.
Some people won't agree with this, but I feel like a white man raising a Black son is almost like you teaching him how to be a slave. You teaching him how to be a coon. He living a life through rose-colored glasses. You have nothing to offer him. Right. And my whole thing is this: if I personally, it's nothing. I just personally, I don't think my personality type is not best suited for a Caucasian male. It's just not. And let's just say if I had a child and I had a son and I was dating or married, let's say married to a white man, I would surround my son with Black men. I would still do that. There is nothing that you could teach my son how to be a man in this world. And there's absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You don't know what it means to be a Black man.
Right. even when it comes to women who are single women, I think it's your duty as a woman is to find a man to put in that child's life. Don't have this whole thing. I don't need no man. It's not about you at that point. It's about the security and the stability of that child.
Yeah, you do need a man. Just get that out of the way.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
need a man,
Right.
bullshit,
You said
bitch.
it.
Yeah, you need a man. I ain't afraid to say it. Goddamn it, you need a man, bitch. I see you hoes be coming into my goddamn store, and y'all don't know where your oil at. You don't know where your power steering fluid at. You don't know where the brake fluid at. Shit, you don't even know how to do except for start that bitch and put some gas in it. I'm talking about brakes be squealing. You be pulling up on the lot, car be overheating. Motherfucker ain't got no oil in the bitch. Like, girl, you need a whole new car. Like, damn, like you. And this pandemic really showed a lot of women that they need men. But back to the topic.
Absolutely. That is so true, my brothers. We need to do a topic on that.
I see them coming in my store all the time, man, too. Boy, some of these girls' cars be messed up.
Like, and they be turning that song up. I'm a bad.
What I need to do, baby? You need a new car. That's what breaking
with no man.
Crazy. And then sometimes a lot of these sisters got a man, but she don't want him to be the man. So she'll still do it. She'll still push the car down the street. She'll still change the tires. Like, why would you want a man?
I got questions. I got questions. Like, what type of woman?
Hold up, player.
Hold up. What type of man?
Hold up, player.
That's the type of man that they want. I've seen a woman go to the gas station while she's pumping the gas, he's in the store buying some potato chips and onion rings.
Yeah, that's what they like. You can have that. That's what you want. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. I'm gonna give you some pushback here. Are men and women equal? Yes.
No.
Men and women are absolutely equal.
Nothing in the universe is equal. Nothing.
But see, here's the thing, Brother Metu.
There's a positive and a negative.
Here is the thing, Brother Metu.
Come on,
Metu. Equal does not mean the same. You see what I did there? Equal does not mean the same.
You know, some Eddie Murphy shit. Equal is good.
Equal is two even lines. Means the same.
No, sir. See, 2 + 2 is 4. Okay. But 1 + 3 is also equals 4. It's still 4. We are equal, but equal does not mean the same.
Okay, I guess I can get your perspective.
So my thing is, my belief is we're equal. We're two halves of the same whole, but we're not the same. See, there are things that men are specifically genetically designed to do.
Define equal.
There are things that a woman is specifically genetically designed to do. We're two halves of the same whole, but we serve different purposes. It's no different than your battery. You have two parts of the battery. You have a positive side of the battery. You have a negative side of the battery. Both of those terminals work towards starting your car or running your watch or whatever little electronic device you have a positive and negative. Both work towards the same goal. They're part of the same system, but they're not the same. So when I say that doesn't mean the same, like you got to understand, like women can't do everything that a man could do. We're designed to be together. That's what I'm getting at. Like the equality that I'm speaking of is the togetherness, is the man and the woman being interlocked like this. See, when women
point of reference
come together, we become one. Two halves of the same whole. It's like doing the fusion dance in Dragon Ball Z. We become one entity.
Well, let me give you a little pushback. Equal and equality are two different things.
Now, Metu said define equal. So I of course I took the liberty of looking that up. It says being the same in quantity, size, degree of value, having the ability or resource to meet a challenge, or a person or thing considered to be the same as another in status or quality. Like we all treat each other as equals and be the same as in number or amount. So while I do agree that men and women can't be equal. However, David's definition of equality is coming from a space of togetherness, like not necessarily saying that I can do the same thing as he can do, or he can do the same thing as I can do, but our differences is what we can come together to bring equality.
Because
that's what
both parties serve different purposes.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? A man has a purpose. Our job be the protector, be the provider, be the hunter, be the gatherer, be the go-getter. Our job is to go out in the world, go get shit done, build shit, fix shit. Like Kevin say, if I Thanos snap all the men away right now, could you women be able to carry on the society to the end of your lifespan? And women be like, well, I think we can do it. Okay, well, what about the heavy machinery? What about some of the parts that takes that real physical strength that you physically do not have? See, and I like Kevin Samuel say, men makes the society so women can do the little soft job. So you can be in the office in your air conditioner, sitting down at your desk in your fancy little chair. You know, we make it so you can have florists and hairstylists and shit like that. But if society was down, like we kind of noticed in the pandemic when everything was shut down, then a lot of you hoes, and I do mean you hoes, realize that you really do need a man. Y'all really?
Well, let me catch you before you sound a little male chauvinist, my brother.
I don't. Okay,
let me catch you
right.
because I feel a little energy of male chauvinist getting ready to come through.
That's okay. That's okay. That's
now
okay.
what I'm now what he this is no, and I'm gonna catch you, brother. I'm gonna catch you. Dr. Malana Karan can say, rescue me if I'm wrong. Now, what he's saying is those positions that he was just talking about, they are very important. That's a very important position to have this don't sit down position. That's very important. I just wanted to say because some people think that sitting down, being in the office and typing, being in the counter is not an important job. It's very important.
It's an important
but it's not
job.
for certain places.
It's
not for certain senses.
To me, that's secondary. Infrastructure is first and foremost. Okay, so take an example. Bear Grylls, The Island. Okay, season 2. If you watch this, they drop like 14 men on an island. They drop 15 women on an island by themselves, and they have to learn how to survive. When the men hit the island, their first priority was to get the infrastructure together. See, infrastructure is first. Without infrastructure, you cannot have the office jobs. The office jobs are good. That's fine, but that's secondary. Infrastructure, lights, gas, electric, that's first. The men went on the island. First thing they did, they charged to the other side of the island, got themselves a halfway decent little setup going. Cool. They immediately went towards, okay, we can't stay here. You can't stay in the jungle because it's all type of mosquitoes and malaria and scorpions and everything else. So they're like, our agenda is to get to the other side of the island and establish a base camp. When women got on that and got on their separate island, and you can watch this, their first priority was to talk to each other and get to know each other. Oh, hey, how are you? My name's Cindy. My name's Babs. And these women were literally sitting here talking to each other, and you can hear Bear Grylls in the background like, well, it's very important that these women try to press on before nightfall because they don't have very long. And you see the mental differences between men and women. A man sees something as food. He sees that hog, he sees that alligator, that crocodile as food. Women see that, oh, those are pets. You see what I'm saying? This, and you actually go look, you could actually go watch that and see how these females interact. Even on the brink of starvation, they still were hesitant about killing these 2 little pigs on this island. We need men far more than what men need women. Now, reproduction, yeah, we absolutely need women. I love women, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people don't say, well, Dave hate women. No, I just don't like these feminist women, you know, that flim caught in your back of the that mucus that get caught in the back of the throat. I don't like them type of women. And I see them come through my job. Oh yeah, I see them come through my job. One girl came in, black girl. I told my coworker, I said, watch this. She gonna go straight to the wiper aisle. Don't even know what size she looking for. I say, you know what size you looking for? No. On down to the counter so I can help you out. And even still, after she got her wiper blades for her car, you know what she didn't do? She didn't ask. She didn't ask for help. She was, I watched her struggle. I was watching her struggling outside that window. I said, damn, boy, she struggling with them wiper blades. Wiper blades are so easy to install. Coworkers like, you ain't gonna help out? I said, no, she independent. She got it. And after I let her struggle for about 5-10 minutes, then I came like, hey, do you need some help? Boom, boom, done. Goodbye. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I know how to put wiper blades on, and I still let a man do it. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. My arms ain't long enough.
A lot of women don't know how to do it. You got these dudes, and the messed up part about it is, I don't expect women to know about cars. I don't expect it. But what's worse is males that they dating. These brothers don't know what kind of car she got, don't know nothing. Man,
that is awful.
I just be driving the motherfucker, dog. I don't even know what she got now. Nigga, you don't even know what kind of car your girl got, and you driving it?
Or that one customer you had who came in with that battery for his wife's car, and he didn't know what, I don't think he knew what size battery he needed or something like that. He was like, well, my wife told me to come in, and I'm like, this grown ass man, it's a battery, bro.
I mean, even with me, there are some what they would call feminine aspects of me that it's like I know how to break her, but once I get it with a woman, I'm stopping that.
He's like, oh, I'm done.
I will relinquish that. That's what she do. That's my feminine energy. See, it's like a lot of people say, Metu, you got to be in tune with your feminine side. My woman is my feminine side.
I give you
that's
that.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, I give you that. Yeah, sure. Men have feminine aspects about themselves. Your feelings are more of a feminine side of you. However, as a man, you're not supposed to live in your feminine side.
Are your feelings really a feminine side though? What? Or is it just, I mean, is your feelings really a feminine side, or is it really just how you
I think it's more of a
vulnerability thing?
I think your emotions and your feelings are more feminine than masculine. That's just my personal opinion. I believe that the masculine energy is more or less the hunter-gatherer, like go get it. The feminine aspect is like when you laying in bed with your lady and I cry, you cry, we cry together type of deal. That's just my opinion. But when you're first conceived, technically you are gender neutral, and I almost hate to say that word, considering what society we live in, but given the context, when you're first conceived, you have no gender. It is only further along in the pregnancy does the universe or whatever little body chemicals decides whether or not you're going to be a boy or a girl. Those are the things. So women have masculine aspects about themselves, but they're more feminine. Men have feminine aspects about ourselves, but men are more masculine. That's why I say, like, the masculine stuff is all the infrastructure, all the things that you need in order to survive on a day-to-day basis. The feminine aspect coming in and doing clerical work and having office work and doing things of that nature, things that are good for society after society's built. But
Well, you know, it's gonna be some women that's gonna be like, you trying to pigeonhole us to office work, like we can't do nothing else.
you can, but do you want to? That's the question. But
Well, the truth is, most of these women don't want clerical work. That's just true. They don't want to work. They ain't got time for that.
okay, sure. Okay, fine. How many women do you see on the road crew?
I've seen a few, not many.
Exactly. How many women do you see on a construction site laying bricks, pouring cement, doing carpentry? Not saying,
but there are some there's really some jobs that I just don't want my woman to do. Give that to me. Our brother Phil Valentine said it like this. He said, "Men are problem solvers. Women are problem staters. Tell me what it is, I got you." Metu, I need the grass cut. Okay, I'm gonna cut the grass. You tell me what the problem is. What you already got to go through as a woman. I don't need more pressure on you. I wouldn't want my woman to be doing the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I want her change the tire. I don't want my woman to have strenuous things on her, knowing that she already going through some. Being a housewife alone is a job. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to be a housewife.
But let me give you some pushback though. Now I know there are several women who actually enjoy doing those things. Like my sister-in-law is one of those. She's not
right, but what I'm saying is, like with me, I do something like I'm a gardener. I know how to sew. I'm very nurturing. I know how to braid hair.
But is gardening really feminine though, or is that critical to life?
That's but it's more.
Is a woman really gonna go out there and tend the field?
It takes, but see, because there's one of us is part man, part woman. So you got to understand, there's a separation between what's feminine and what's masculine. Both of us can do it.
That's why I was talking about feelings and emotions.
We have to know the distinction between what is feminine and what is masculine, because both of us do it.
That's why I was saying that's basically what I was getting to about feelings, as far as like feelings and vulnerability. We all have feelings and levels of vulnerability. Is it really seen? Is that really feminine? Or did society make men think that them expressing their feelings and vulnerability is seen as feminine?
Oh, that's a good question. I think what it is that we live in a society that if a man shows vulnerability, he's going to be looked at as other than.
Mm-hmm.
So he keeps his feelings. So it's a society thing, I would say, when it comes to that.
Yeah. I think it depends on the man. If you're just out here crying all willy-nilly like Van Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
Jones crying. Every time you see Van Jones, he crying. Oh, we got rid of President Trump. Oh, this.
I've only seen Van cry.
That nigga be a crying motherfucker, boy. That nigga be crying his ass off. But what you crying for, son? Yeah, you crying for?
I know some brothers that do. Cry to drop of a hat. But I would say by myself, because of the situations and that surrounds me and the environment that I am, I literally have not cried in years. Crying is a release. It helps. It's therapeutic.
It is,
but some people, just like you said, some people just cry no matter what it is.
I don't understand that.
No matter what it is, I know some. I literally know a brother. I know a brother who transitioned some years ago. Mm-hmm. If I tell him a bad story of what happened in the past, this brother would tear up. I'm like, damn, dude, really?
But you know what? I work with a manager right now who's Italian. And he will be watching a commercial with some fucking puppies, and that nigga would cry. And I don't get it. I
cried when Queen Latifah got killed and set it off. Does that count?
I did not cry, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I cannot listen to that song in its entirety. It makes me feel.
Don't let go by Envo.
Emotional, but I feel like a weight is on my shoulders. Like I have only listened to the full song one time.
I love that song.
I can't do it.
Man, you listen. I'm gonna have to admit something too. You know, If you listen to Mahalia Jackson's Amazing Grace,
Mm-hmm.
as
You mean
old
that
as it is,
Slave Master song, Metu?
I
look,
hate
as
you
old
so
as
much.
old as that thing is, that our people put our soul in that music. No matter how corrupt it is. Even this is a song that I used to sing. Believe it or not, I used to be a singer back in the day. It's a song that Kirk Franklin wrote. It's called Silver and Gold. I'd rather have Jesus
Oh
than
yeah.
as backwards as that song is, it's an emotional song.
Looking at
It's we put our soul in whatever it is, no matter what it like. That's how Dr. John Henry Clark said, we out Pope the Pope and out Muhammad. We truly believe this stuff. We put our all in whatever it is that we believe in. It's as backwards as it is. I mean, even the Temptations version of the Christmas song,
I
that do
know
something to
you
me every time I
want
hear it.
me, but I refuse to let you go.
No, I'm talking about Silent Night.
In my mind.
Oh man, you start off with that. That's all it is right there.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
mean,
changed the
yeah,
atmosphere.
that's cool. Everybody know the Temptations now. Can't go wrong.
What I'm saying is, it's just something about that. Just as ignorant as that song is,
But are you gonna cry because you hear that song, Metu?
I have a certain feeling about it.
But do you cry? That is the question.
Nah, I still haven't cried in years, my brother, because of my environment.
Look, now
I can't show vulnerability out here in these streets.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna put my shit out here right now on this podcast. This last relationship I have cried more in that fucking relationship than I did in my entire life.
Terrible.
And it is what it is. I'm man enough to admit I fucking cry. Sometimes I tear up, get a little misty-eyed, but it was more the soul. It was more the fact that my soul was crying out to me, like, "Hey, get out this situation, nigga! Like, get out!" And I was just like, "No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna thug it out."
Trying to be a good friend, like, David, are you sure you want to give up your place?
And that was after the fact. That was after the fact. That wasn't before then. That was after the fact.
This is what I
David
would.
was
This
very.
brother.
David is very headstrong. Like it really isn't no advising him because once he's doing something, he goes like, "There's no." I'm just like, David, I don't think that's a good idea. Or are you sure that's what you want to do?
See, this is what I employ black men to do. This is what I employ black men to do. Every black man I try to talk to, I employ us, get on a plane and get a window seat. Once you look outside and you see how big this world is, you don't trip off a little shit like that. You're like, okay, all right. There's a minimum of 30.
Not even necessarily just getting on a plane, on a window seat, but like when
sometimes in relationships we think that that's the only person. Once you get that window seat in that plane, you'll see how big the world is, and then a lot of that stuff you just charge to the game. Like, okay, all right, whatever.
You know, when I realized how big this world is when back in 2000 and I want to say maybe 2011 or 2011, 2010 or 11. And I was driving through Tennessee and I drove through the mountains. That's when I realized how big this world is. Because I had never done anything like that before. Like I drove from St. Louis. Like I've driven from St. Louis to Kansas and back. But I had at that time I had never been anywhere for real. Like I took a flight to Charlotte, but I never took like a long distance car ride. And when I was driving through Tennessee from St. Louis, and I was like, yo, like the world is huge. Like that's what made me realize the beauty of the world in all of its chaoticness.
Yeah, I mean, when I do little long drives like that, that really kind of, it's different from driving and getting on the plane. But when I drive those long distances, that kind of piss me off. You see all that land. You say, y'all can't give us 40 acres and a mule? God damn, it's a lot.
There you go, stirring up shit now, poking the white.
There's a lot of land out there. It'd be land just sitting there. Like, you can't give us A plot of land?
He didn't
Goddamn.
want to give us 5 acres. Like,
They need to do a 5
I
acres of
didn't even,
land.
see, he just fucked up my whole shit. Like, I'm thinking, like, oh, this world is amazing. This is a beautiful, and there's so much world to see. He like, that pissed me off.
Nah,
These
because
niggas can't even give us 40 acres.
I think about the shit that we should have had at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, when you do all this long drive, you see all this land, ain't nobody on it, just dry land.
Yeah.
And we don't have no piece of that. I'm sitting here renting an apartment. Really? God damn, this white man is a beast.
Metu, let me ask you this.
Hit me with it.
Are women willing to deal with a man who makes less than them?
Well,
Ooh, Metu, tongue-tied, boy. Speak on it, Metu. Right.
Dude, repeat the question, my brother.
Are women willing to deal with a man who makes less money than them?
Okay. Well, because I stir up a lot of shit. So let me make sure I don't stir this pot. Right?
Look, it's okay, Metu. We're not gonna crucify you here on this podcast. You say whatever you want to.
Don't stir up no shit, Metu. You know what happened last time.
Right. I'm just glad y'all supporting a straight black man. Up, cancel.
Right. Here we go.
Cancel. Metu tried to bring Shahrazad Ali, the great, beautiful.
Let me say it like that.
The bitch brigade came out in droves.
And them hoes was blowing that man line up, boy. That you better bring that black woman to St. Louis.
I get an attack every time I say something, even if it's something positive. But
every time he say something, here come the bitch brigade.
See, you're being too nice, Metu. That's what it is. You're being too nice, man. You gotta be careful with what I say. You're being too nice, Metu. Take a page out of my book. Because I speak to a woman, and I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Says, how do I talk to you? Huh? Bitch, when I talk to you, I was just being nice and speaking to you, little funky ass. But since you want,
let me be careful. The minister said this, and I learned this beautiful statement from the minister Farrakhan. He said, "You can say the wrong thing, you can say the right thing at the wrong time and be wrong."
That is absolutely correct.
So, now let me correct. Let me say
this is the podcast.
It's something I wanted to say when it comes to that, but let me be careful. Look, hold on, brother. It's not about you. It's about those that are listening that know me. They're like, "Oh, here comes this nigga."
That's absolutely correct.
So let me be careful with what I say now.
Go ahead, be careful.
Because
I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna say what I go ahead.
I am. I'm going. Okay. Because you ain't got to take the backlash. I do.
Now, look, the thing is, bro, I do get.
You're not there when I'm getting whooped.
I get backlash, Metu, but the difference between you and I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Trying. Let me tell you
one flying fuck about what you hoes think, whether they be men hoes or women hoes. I don't give a flying fuck about what it is that you think, about what it is that I think or say. I don't care if you don't.
I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
I'm trying to be like
you can't be like me, Metu. You can't be like me because pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy, Metu.
Don't do it. It's not worth the struggle.
If I was such a bad person, I would not have a lady right now. As a matter of fact, if I was such a bad person, well, I must be a bad person because I didn't tell the other chick that I was going to get into a relationship with this other girl, even though I gave her first opportunity to get with me. Hey, I don't give that. She mad. She could be mad.
All right. You're going to get a different version of Metu because normally I just say what comes out the top, but this time I'm going to be considerate of other people's opinion.
All right, brother.
Now, when it comes to that question, I can only tell you what men would deal with. See, we'll deal with a woman who got less money than us, but when it comes to women, I'll let a woman speak on that. I'll do it like that. Keep it safe. I'll let a woman speak on what a woman would accept.
The answer's no. The answer?
Nah, you gotta no. Rebecca would tell you that answer. I can't. I
don't need Rebecca to tell me. Okay, let me. I know too many women, including who was in my immediate family.
You can state facts, but a woman gonna tell you the truth.
I don't look.
Rebecca's gonna tell you the truth. You can take the facts, but she's gonna tell you the truth.
Look. This is the truth.
Right, but it's not
women.
okay.
When we say women, of course, we're not talking about all women. And if you're not intelligent enough to understand that we're not talking about all women, then I don't know what to tell you, because I don't need to tell you that if this doesn't apply to you, let it fly. I shouldn't have to tell you that. But I know from personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say no names, but a member of
Be careful.
family member. I don't need to be careful.
See now, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Before you go any further, you just told me to do something you just did. You say you don't care what they say. So say the name, goddammit. Let me hear the name. Say the
name. No.
You say I gotta protect the innocent.
Say the name.
I'm not protecting the innocent, but
don't
certain names are going to be left out. I know a person of my immediate family who makes pretty decent money and has
that's called tiptoeing, brother.
All of my life. This woman absolutely refuses to mess with a man who makes less money than her. Absolutely.
Now you care what she thinks.
Now she's gonna be alone.
I really don't.
But where's her name?
Look, see, here's the thing. Either you're gonna accept me for who I am or you're not. That's the thing. Either you're gonna accept me
for the truth chamber
or you're not. So again, most women, pretty much all women, would never mess with a dude who make less money than them unless they're one of the women who settled, like Cherie Whitfield.
You know what?
Who makes all this money? You remember Cherie Whitfield from Real Housewives? Well, she's now booed up with a nigga in prison. So
well, you know what? Let me say this. Let me go ahead and get the daggers. Let me go and accept the fact that people gonna say whatever. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth about what I wanted to say.
No, it's okay, brother. That too. You want to play on the safe side. You ain't got.
No. I'm finna be radical. I'm about to be radical right now.
As radical as seeing that white man's land, Metu.
He just fucked up my whole shit. Like I'm out here driving like.
Hey man, Metu's my guy, man. Look, you know Metu's my guy. I gotta give Metu shit. I gotta give my guy shit, man. Look, it's a male thing. I tell women be always like, why you always be talking about people? Look, I'm like, look, baby, it's a man thing. If men don't talk about you, we really don't like you. So if we clowning you, doing the dozens, telling jokes and shit, instigating, men really like each other. That's a man thing. So I got to give Metu shit because that's my guy. Just say something, and Metu be like, oh, you messing with that white woman, brother? I'd be like, hold up, Metu. You know goddamn well I ain't mess with no white woman. Yeah, you mess with that. Yeah, you mess with that white woman.
But let me go and get down. So I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Tell it.
I'm finna catch the hell. It is what it is.
Tell it.
The only way a black woman,
a
black woman will accept a man that makes less than her only if he's other than a black man. Because I've seen sisters do it. So there it is.
Ooh, boy, I'm about to run up out this church. Don't you do it.
That's the fact, brother.
Oh Lord. And
see, when it comes to black men and women, so when black women say ain't no romance without finance, but she was married.
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get all this out. I'm just gonna hit mute. That's all I'm gonna do.
J-O-B, if you want to be.
That's right. He got to have all the requirements. But when it comes to a white man, he ain't got to have nothing. She will raise him out of them slums, bring him into that house.
So
she will raise his consciousness.
So
when it comes to a brother, his stuff got to be together.
Is that the reason why Janet Jackson let that white boy rip her titty off in the middle of the Super Bowl?
Because he's white. A white man is God.
Now, if that was a black man, now you ain't gonna be exposing my. No,
you ain't right.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. That's why Serena Williams. I mean, we can go down the list.
Oh, that sister that got beat up.
Now, are we
football player the other week? The like last month, the female that bad went. I shouldn't say that. That bad Wednesday got beat up by that Neanderthal.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about affluent black women or
black
just
period?
Black women, period.
Black women, period.
So
Well, we're talking about women, period. Not, but I'm not speaking.
So hold on.
I'm speaking women in general.
I just want to make sure I am clear on this. Okay, y'all are saying that Black women will only, basically Black women don't date men that make less money.
No, and she won't marry. Did you say marry?
She won't. I'm sorry. She won't marry a Black man who makes less money. The only way she'll do that is if the man is white.
Right.
I think they do that because they have unreal.
She'll sleep with a broke man, but she won't marry him.
I'm just saying that I am one of those Black women that y'all say that won't marry a Black man who make less money, but y'all go ahead with the bullshit.
Well, if it doesn't apply, nigga, let it fly.
I ain't trying to hear none of that. Go ahead.
No.
Yes.
Knows that a
so
okay,
so the question.
But see, your problem is, Rebecca, you be attracting that coon spirit, Becky. You be attracting that coon spirit.
No.
So you will deal with a man who make less money, but he's a coon. Speak on it.
I've been talking this whole time, and I tried to clarify.
What about that coon spirit?
I've been letting y'all talk this whole time. I tried to ask.
What about that dark-skinned Caucasoid that you married?
Are you done? Thank you. I tried to ask a clarifying question, and I said, were you talking about affluent Black women or Black women in general? And you niggas.
No. That's what Metu said. I said women in general. Metu said Black women.
Don't give me that if it don't apply, let it fly. Because I asked clarifying questions.
That's what Metu said. I said women in general. Women in general, as a general rule, look to date up. But I think overall society has given women unrealistic expectations.
That's true.
Cannot have. True. It's some Section 8, and I don't care if they Black
now,
white Section 8. It's some Section 8 hoes want a millionaire. Kimberly, there's some Section 8 hoes who want to come in. And
that's true.
And they dream. It's that Prince Charming bullshit. That's what that is. You want a nigga to come in and just alleviate you of all your struggles.
Oh, you did not do her like that. Metu, you might not know who we talking about, but David ain't shit right now.
You want a man to alleviate you of all your struggles. That's really what the problem is right there. It's not the fact that
that's true.
Except the man who makes less than you. It's just you want a man to alleviate you of all your struggles.
I am in tears, bro. Now I have a counter question. I have a counter question to that. Okay, so we talking about like Black women dating men. Would they date a Black date or marry a Black man if they made less money? Would you consider this bullshit if a Black woman married a man or Black man who made less money, and then when they get married, she tries to help him find other jobs, so on and so forth, to help him make more money? Would that be considered the same? Yes,
because you're trying to force that man to do something that he might not necessarily want to do. Now, here's the disclaimer. Here's a disclaimer. Just because a man makes less money than you does not mean that he does not make good money. See,
there you go.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
See, it's plenty of plumbers, electricians, heating and repair, some shit that is always going to be needed. See, a man might make less money than you, but his job is far more in demand than yours is. I can take an electrical degree and go anywhere in this world and find myself a job. Anywhere. But you can't take that college degree and let that transfer across the globe, can you? So, yeah, you got your little office job and you think you're better than these dudes, and you're really not, because a lot of you end up dying single and alone. You know, but yeah, that's like it's plenty of good, hardworking men out here who make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. That's decent money. That's nothing to sneeze at. Just you make $100,000 sitting in your corporate office, you better than I am, but again, you have to blame feminism. Like you can't just talk about the whole situation and not address the feminist aspect.
Yeah, it's a systemic thing because the thing about it is, even though she's making more than him, if I'm an auto mechanic, I'm gonna always have my job. You might not
Thank you.
have yours. You might have yours
Thank
for a couple of years and that be the end of it. But because I
And
make less than you, I'm bad.
And you know, there are men out here, let's say for instance, let's put a salary cap to it. There are women out here that make six figures and men out here who's making five figures. They'll say they roughly like 40, 50, 60,000 a year. You got women out here that's living way above their means, and the man that's with them that's making five salaries literally has more money and is more responsible with that money. That I would say that I have seen. I've seen, and the one of the conversations that I seen about this topic was when women like to do bullshit as far as like extra shit. We got to go on vacation. She got to get this. We'll wop this and that. And men are minimalist by nature. They really need a lot of shit. Like they got some hot food. Their house is clean. You know, they ain't dealing with the drama and all that bullshit. They straight. They can go to work. They car run. They woman is straight. They good. They don't necessarily need vacations every 2, 3, 4 months or shopping sprees every 2, 3, 4 months or men, you know what I'm saying? Like requirements
We
to
don't
keep
need
up.
to change our house every 6 months.
And that's the reason why there's more male rappers than female rappers. Because a female rapper, it takes more money.
It's more expensive. Trina. Now I will say this: when I was listening to a interview with Trina, she was saying how a lot of the industry or a lot of these record labels don't really like to sign female artists because it costs too much money to upload them. They need the hair, makeup, clothes, and everything is so much more money.
And those people got to travel with them. With a brother, you can just grab him up. He just take the next plane out.
Grab him up, throw that nigga at a barbershop, get that nigga's hair lined up.
Barbershop shit. You gonna have that nigga doing his lineup on the plane.
All right. We have to turbulence. Be careful. He stopped.
Yeah,
he gonna stop. But we got some turbulence.
Let's say that I'm a mechanic. Let's say that I'm a mechanic because a lot of women don't look at this. Just because let's say he's a mechanic and he's not making as much as she's making.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, his savings is larger than hers. He's not going out spending money on all these extra cars. He don't know how he's a mechanic. He know how to save money. Why not give it a man who
he fixes his
saving
own
you
car.
money? If he's a plumber, he's saving you. You know how much money you saving having a plumber in the house?
Hallelujah.
Having an electrician in the house, having a carpenter in the house. You know how much money you saving?
It was a girl who did a video about that a couple years ago.
She did.
About a woman who, like these women who complain about the man not having a job, but the dude cut your grass, he clean your house, or may not clean the house, whatever.
You
but
just save money.
Cut your grass, he folds your laundry, he doing all the landscaping, he doing the roof, and he, fixing things around the
all
house.
those things cost. When you got to get your roof done, that's gonna be $5,000 easy.
You can spend that money alone, or you can have that man in the house that's fixing everything from the inside out.
And see that's the thing.
I take this one.
A lot of women don't look at the skills that you're bringing to the table. Women don't really bring any job skills to the table. No practical job skills, like job skills that you could take from now until the end of eternity.
The best I can do is build furniture. I can build furniture and I know a little bit about cars, but I don't know everything.
Man, do you know how much money landscapers can make, plumbers can make? Because not only I might work for the Marcus Garvey Plumbing Company Monday through Friday, but when I leave at 5 o'clock, I might do some plumbing on the side. I'm doing plumbing on the weekend. And that's a lot of money that you save.
This is how I think. I'm one of those people where, let's say, for instance, if I'm the one that's working and I'm making the money and I am with someone who knows how to fix a house and complete things from the inside out, right? Who can do all the repairs, so on and so forth. In my mind, anytime this person that I'm with, the spouse that I'm with, is doing that job, what I think about financially is how much it's going to cost to do that job. And I would take that money that I would have paid somebody outside, and I would sit that money to the side every time he had to do a job. Because at the end of the day, the money is there. You just sitting it to the side financially. Like, that's just how I think. That's just how I think.
A plumber going to charge you $100 just to come out and look at your shit.
Just to look at it.
Just to look at it.
Just to look at it, tell you what the fuck else you need to pay him for to do.
For a consultation. That's all you're paying for. That's a consultation.
But you can't date a plumber because he ain't making the upfront money that you make.
I'm like, listen, you just saved me $100. How much do you think the labor gonna be realistically? Oh, it's gonna be this. Okay, can you handle that? And I'm gonna sit that money to the side for something else. Like, that's just how I think.
Or even somebody like me. I'm a landscaper by trade, floor technician by trade, all of these things. So I can clean the carpet. We ain't gotta pay Stanley Steeman to clean the carpet. I can clean the carpet. That's $100, $150 right there. Easy. I'm not a professional plumber, electrician, but guess what? My pops, and I thank him for that now that I'm an adult. When I was a kid, these were the lessons that I didn't appreciate. You dig what I'm saying? So got me up at the crack of dawn and taught me how to do these things. I never found them useful until Now when my mom asked me, like, hey, can you do such? Yeah, I installed for her. I put up a range hood for her. I put up fans. I've installed, ran new cables from the breaker box and hooked up a whole new outlet so I can run my washer and dryer. Like, I know how to roof. I know how to plumb. I know how to do concrete. I know how to do a lot of shit. So that's why. That's why for me. That's why, like, for me, people want to be like, oh, I want to go out and I want to buy a house. I don't want to buy a prefab house. Anybody know it's prefabricated? That's what prefabs. So basically, all the walls, the roof, everything is already pre-made. They just put it together, stab a couple nails, and paint the shit. All right, here you go. I would rather take one of these old that have been standing for 180 years, 90 years, 120 years. I'd rather take one of these old houses and use these skills that my father has taught me to look at this house. Not only did he teach me the skills taught me vision, because that's a skill too.
That is a skill.
Pay somebody to come in and even give you and tell you how, okay, well, you could do this with your house, you could do this, and we could do this, and we could do that. I could do that all on my own, so I can walk into a vacant house, right? Look at this house.
And see what's not there.
See what's not there. Okay, I want to do this. I could do this. I could tear down these walls, put up drywall.
Right, and then also teaches you what you can and cannot do. Like, okay, I know I ain't gonna be able to do that. I can do this. Okay, the process of elimination. It's just like with me. I'm a graphic designer. Now you know how much people charge. You know how much people charge to do a website? They start off at $1,500 to do a website.
Yeah.
If you got someone at home like me, I'm doing logos, flyers, banners, t-shirts. I can help you start a business.
Yeah.
You have an idea, like, I want to start doing nails. You know how much the graphic designer is going to charge you? You got me in a house. I'm advertising your stuff for you, making your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter page, monitoring your website. All that's costing money.
Yeah.
But because I ain't making a $20-something job, oh no, he ain't making enough money. But yet I will always make money. When you lose your job, then what?
Yeah.
Or how about the man who has money? He got long money, but he don't dress like it, and he don't act like it. Right. There's a lot of men out there who got paper, because there's a story. Me and a partner of mine was working cleaning carpet at this Winsfield First Baptist Church. It's a white, Christian Baptist church or whatever. And so the cleaning guy, we were sitting there talking to the cleaning guy who, cleaned this big old Baptist church. And he was saying that some old white man in bib overalls and dirty, dusty work boots came into church on one Sunday. He sat in the church. He worshiped. All right. They make the announcements. Guy asks, does anybody have anything else they want to say? Guy raises his hands. He stands up, walks to the front of the congregation, and he said, hi, my name is Joe Black. Whatever. I'm just using that as an example. My name is Joe Black, and I'm the richest man in Wentzville. And you all should be ashamed of yourselves because not one of you Christians spoke to me because of how I look. You all should be ashamed of yourselves, and walked out the church. Because see, I know if I had money, I'm not a flashy, I'm not gonna go buy a Lamborghini. I could give a fuck less about a Lamborghini. And Aston Martin and Audi, I could give a fuck less about any of that shit. I mean, if you want it, there's nothing wrong with having the finer things in life. There's nothing wrong with the luxuries, if that's what you want. But if I had money, wouldn't nobody know I had money?
Yeah, I mean, even, I ain't trying to give too much credit to the, there's a well-known eugenicist out there. Very racist dude named Bill Gates. Whenever you see him, he has on a t-shirt and regular pants.
Mark Zuckerberg's the same way.
Making all this money, but yet when it comes to us getting it, we gotta have that fine. I mean, who was that? Nicki Minaj said she don't want to buy no shoes if there's no comma on the price tag. What kind of stuff is that? Unless it's a comma on the price tag, you ain't gonna buy it. Give me that $30 pair of shoes. Give me that $20 pair of shoes.
Right, I got some.
Because all you're doing is buying a name. Give me that $75 pair of shoes.
Because see, they're more concerned about the label instead of how things look. I got a pair of $10 Walmart shoes right now that's very nice that you would swear that I got from somewhere else. They don't look like no Walmart shoes. They're nice. I would spend $30 on a pair of shoes just as much as I will $230. If I like it, I like it. That's not to say if I had money that I would not buy certain things, but I'm just like, if I like it, I'll buy it. If I don't, I won't. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. I ain't out here trying to do none of that.
Even with me, I don't even want to pat myself on the back, but I've been getting a lot of money recently. Okay, not to the horn and that.
I've been getting a flyer that you had that looked very.
But look, this is what I'm saying. What have I been doing with my money? I've been ordering books. I ain't been buying no cars. I ain't been buying no jewelry. I've been buying books to educate myself. How to do this, how to do that, where to go to this, I'm educating myself. I'm buying books. The very books I couldn't afford, I'm getting them now. I'm buying statues. I have my Kemetic statues. I got my Orisha statues. I got my crystals. I'm learning how to make copper jewelry. I'm learning how to jump into another industry to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But because I don't look like the part, I don't want to mess with Metu. He don't look like he has it. Okay, all right. But you don't know how much money I got in savings.
That's real. That is real.
You can't look at a man, but to answer your question, basically what we're saying is some women have some unrealistic views or expectations of men.
And I know somebody who feels like this.
I think of life in general, honestly.
I know a woman who feels like her man is supposed to work a corporate job and he's supposed to do everything inside and outside the house. He's supposed to fix everything, do the landscaping.
She's supposed to just exist.
Fix the house from top to bottom. If something is wrong, he's supposed to take care of it. Because she was like, he's supposed to know how to do that. He's supposed to that. And I'm like, so we single, right? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But look at that though. Women will say, man, you should do this, you should do this, you should do that. But yet we come off as male shows and say, hey, you should at least know how to cook.
Mm-hmm. Because
You get
it's
without love,
interesting
you can't
how
take
the
it.
double standard for that goes, because women can say a man is supposed to know how to fix a car or do an oil change or fix a roof, so on and so forth. But if a man says a woman's place is in the kitchen, then here come the bitch brigade, as I call it. I do call it the bitch brigade,
That's
which
true.
is listen,
Bitch brigade.
the bitch brigade, like straight up,
And then
like.
you like, what can you bring to the table? It's like, if I'm bringing you to the table, at least you bring some food to the table. If I'm gonna bring the table and the food, some women just want they just want to exist. This is not
Oh,
gonna
some
happen.
women don't even want to bring the goddamn table. They just like, shit, you supposed to do all that too.
The women
Not even
feel
watching
like
the
they're the prize. That's really what it boils down to. A lot of women feel like, well,
Because Steve Harvey taught
They
them
have
that.
they have
well,
entitlement issues.
how are you a prize when you can't really exist without men. That's just because even Cameron Samuels will say, like, men built the society for you to be able to be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look in nature, the lionesses have to have a lion. They have to have a male lion in the pride in order for them to survive. Gotta have it. You gotta have it. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So can you really coexist by yourself? No, you can't, because I seen a lot of you women got mad and y'all was damn near in tears, hurt when Donald Trump shut the government down for 2 months. Oh, I was so happy. Oh, I was so happy.
I know you wasn't happy.
Happy. Oh man, I was saying, oh happy day.
Oh, happy
Happy. Because look, here's the
day.
thing. Women, and this is it's more a societal thing because they set it up this way, but women feel like I can have as many babies as I want to. I can fuck as many dicks as I want to. I can have a fucked up attitude if I want to. I can have a raggedy car and I still expect to be treated like a queen. No. A queen
No.
who deserves to, if you want to be deserved, let me say this. Getting tongue tied. If you want to be a queen, you gotta act like a queen. You have to deserve to be a queen. You have to be the throne that the man sits on.
There you go.
What is a queen? What is the definition of a queen to a man?
I love that.
Because the first thing that a woman will say is, how you gonna tell me what a queen is supposed I can't even do it too long. I'm sorry, let me stop. How you gonna tell me what a queen is supposed to act like?
Because a queen is a help meet. A queen will compliment her man. She will make sure her man is good. She will advise her man. Will advise her man from the shadow. She will build her man up.
Support, and not only support, protect her man.
There you go. Like that Haitian sister.
She would protect the man physically, psychologically. She wouldn't even let rumor go out about her man. She's not, you ain't gonna say that about my man. A lot of times these sisters will open up the discussion.
What was that? A Haitian sister? Was that an African sister? The one where the police was trying to kill her son and home?
No, that was a Haitian sister.
Huh?
That was a Haitian sister.
Haitian sister. She pulled out that machete. No. What we're not gonna do, in the words of Rebecca Quarles, what we're not gonna do. I'm gonna sound just
right.
What we're not gonna do is that.
Is this bullshit here?
Right. That's what we're not gonna do.
Absolutely not.
You got to be able to grab that pistol behind my back and get the shooting if necessary.
Because even as a king as I am, see, when I treat women, when I treat you a certain way as a woman, it's not because I supposed to. It's because I choose to. I believe you deserve it. Don't think I'm supposed to do this shit for you. I feel like this
facts.
That's not because I suppose. Because a lot of women feel like, oh, you supposed to open the door. I don't have to do shit.
Right. Stay black and die.
Stay black and die.
And
that's hard to stay black.
He said it's hard to stay.
A lot of women feel like you owe them the world, but Like
they have entitlement issues.
my name is my name's not Aladdin. I don't have to show you the world. Like, if you deserve it, sure. And granted, I'm going to give a certain amount of investment to you as a woman until you show me otherwise.
Right. Because the thing about it is, I'll tell women this: I will give you the world if you treat me like I mean the world to you.
So, prime example.
All I want is a treatment.
Prime example situation. So I have been talking to this young lady off and on for the past couple of years. And so I, this past couple of weeks ago, I expressed to her how I felt. Now, mind you, we've been kicking it. I take you out. You know, I'm the one who was finna come board up your door when somebody broke the glass out the motherfucker. Like, you called me. And I was finna come with my lumber and my screws, and I was gonna come fix your door. I'm that nigga. I'm taking you out. We going out. We having a good time. We spending time together. I don't never trip. Ain't never ask you for no ass or none of that. Like, yeah, I want it, sure, but is there no reason why I'm here talking to you now? No, it's to build.
Yeah.
So after all of this stuff that I've been doing over these past couple of months, especially since I got out of this other relationship, I told her, like, yo, this is how I feel. I'm trying to be with you. You was like, well, I got to think about it. I got to do this. I got to do that. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. All right. Fast forward a couple days later, asked her if I could come through and see her. She never responded.
Right.
I said, okay. And I'm going to meet my...
So before you go on, a lot of women don't realize men have what's known as a statute of limitation.
I can agree to that.
Sure. But in this
go ahead, brother.
Instance, another woman came into play. Because me being a different individual, it's hard for me to connect with women on that type of level. I got a lot of women friends, but women trying to be in a relationship with, I'm in a different space, you know. And I mean, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing, you know. It is who I am. It takes a special woman for me to be able to kind of get into that mental space with you. Not saying there's anything wrong with you. That's just our personal relationship. So granted, so it was this, my current girlfriend was talking to my neighbor across the hall. I live in a big dormitory is where I live in. So she was messing with this old man, my neighbor across the hall. Well, he wanted to get drunk and act belligerent, this, that, and the third. So I had no intentions on talking to her. My mind was still on the other girl. So I just so happened to catch her one morning. I'm like, yo, so why you hanging out with that old man? I was just making conversation. We end up hitting it off. She claimed me. Like, after we end up rapping that first day and she came back over here the second day and we kicked it and we talked this, that, and the third, she claimed me. She didn't waste no time in claiming me. And that might be that Scorpio fire energy, you know, but she claimed me. She made no bones about it. Like, hey, I want to be with you. You're mine. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I kind of played it off like, you know, who says I want to be claimed? I gave old Gail the opportunity to hit me up. Even when she claimed me that day, I waited till the next day to make my decision on whether I wanted to be with her or not, because we hit it off. We hit it off fierce. Yeah. And I gave you opportunity to get with me first. And then she found that I was in a relationship via Facebook. Boy, she was hot.
I still don't understand that.
7 text messages in a row. Then text me some more. Then call me mad as fuck because I'm in a relationship. Well, how you gonna be in a relationship and you was just talking to me? I said, hold on, first of all, don't you ever think that I ain't talking to other women. Because we're not together. I don't say nothing when you be posting up your little other niggas on Facebook. This dude done brought you some nachos. This little motherfucker done brought you some little Valentine's gifts and shit. You hugged up with this nigga in your story. I don't say nothing because why? We're not together. You can talk to who you want to talk to, but I made my feelings clear. And if you felt the same way, which you know, with your actions say that's what you want, but your words say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So when she found out that I was in a relationship, well, how you gonna be in a relationship? And you was talking to me, okay? Well, I gave you first shot. I gave you first opportunity to be with me, and I haven't heard from you. So I went with somebody who chose.
Right. Right.
I didn't choose her. She chose me. She made it clear. I want you.
And I'm supposed to tell her no because you thinking.
Marvin Gaye. You know the song by Marvin Gaye, I Want You, but I want you want me too. She
Right.
like, oh, you mine.
Yeah. And there it is.
And I'm like, okay, well, I gave old Gail an opportunity to next day. I hadn't heard from her, but it's funny how I didn't hear from you until Friday. Then you're like, oh, I dropped my phone in some water, and you didn't even check to see. It's not my responsibility to check and see, but you posted on Facebook, so that's a fucking lie. But again, I gave you first crack at me. If Metu says, hey, David, I got this car that I want to sell to you, and I like the car, and I drive the car, and I want this car, and Metu got some other people interested in buying this car, you got till Saturday. What's the day? Thursday? Yeah. So you got till Saturday to come get this car. If I don't show up to Metu's location, whatever, it don't matter if we meet at his house or in a parking lot. If I don't show up to Metu's location with a certain amount that Metu requests for this vehicle, is Metu wrong for selling it to somebody else?
No, he gave you ample amount of time that he didn't have to give you. Tell you the truth, first come, first serve, in my opinion.
So there's the double standard. You want me to do, but you don't want to make your status with me official. You got to think about that. You talking about some, well, I'm glad I went with my first mind. So if you went with your first mind was to not fuck with me anyway. Speaking thus, got to take this phone call real quick, folks.
Whole situation, I have to speak for him, but his whole situation was interesting because she was posting niggas on Facebook. They was bringing her shit, like he was bringing her food, like this and that. And then, I feel kind of bad because I'm the one that was kind of gassing them up a little bit, like, nigga, stop wasting time. Tell her what you think. And then he tell her, she's like, oh, well, I got to think about it. Like at first, at one point she had made her position clear, like she wanted to be with him. And it was recent, like within a week or two, like, oh, she wanted to be with him, this and that. And then she was posting other niggas on Facebook and them bringing her food, this and that. He finally say, hey, this is what I want to do. And then now she's like, oh, well, I got to think about it. I don't know who I'm this and that. And then you get mad because of a status that he put on Facebook, which was something as simple as she say she likes me because I'm bold. Okay, I'll take it. And she's straight mad. Like, see, this is why I don't do whoopty whoop whoop.
It was not that. It was the fact that it says Dave was in a relationship with, this young lady. And
I didn't even see that.
Fact, because that's something that she wanted to do. She wanted to make it Facebook official. I'm cool. It's no different than I talked to that too. He posted his queen up on Valentine's Day, and there ain't nothing wrong.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But no. She pretty much did make her position clear. Like, oh, I make somebody a good wife. I keep a good home. I can cook this, that, and the third. I get money. This, that, and the third. Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna take you out for your birthday, which never happened, by the way. So I kind of feel, but at this point, I don't even care because it's like, told you how I felt. The ball's in your court.
Yep.
You let the ball go out of bounds. My current girlfriend picked it up, dribbled it, and shot that bitch in the hole. You mine. Oh, well. Okay.
You
don't have no issue.
Well, I'm so glad people got relationships. I am good.
I mean, Becky, if you
absolutely not. Spirit. let me tell you something. I am not going to be in a relationship. I'm not going to say that it was all his fault. And I'm not going to say that it was all my fault. I'm just going to say that I'm going to take some time to figure out why I attract people that I attract and figure that shit out.
I mean, I understand, but me personally, as a man, I ain't gonna be by myself. This is not gonna happen.
I'm so happy that's for you. I am good. Like
Metu always got 3 or 4
and
queens.
It's not bitter. It's not. Yeah, Metu got a whole.
Until they start praying to that white Jesus, then Metu like, look, baby, this ain't gonna work.
Here we go.
I ain't gonna be kneeling before no man. That's just one thing Metu does not do. Metu will not kneel before a man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I salute you for that, brother.
Now, I love you, baby, but shit, I don't know this motherfucker.
Right.
We ain't never seen this white pasty ass nigga with this $2 wig on ever. Not at all. Listen, so
just say he not bending the knee to Creflo Dollar.
We ain't even go there. And this is not coming from a bitter place. I just don't want to be bothered.
TP said, if you don't know me by now, you'll never know me.
You will never know me. And you know what? Your queen should know you, because now if you go back to the 300 Spartans, you remember that scene where they walking through the town and they get to that hole and dude just start disrespecting, talking about some earth and water. And what does he do?
He looked at his woman.
He looked at his woman and she like, nigga, you want to do, go ahead. I know you want to do it. I want you to do it. She gave him.
Right. Gave him the okay.
This is madness. You can't do this. No, nigga, this is Sparta. Get your ass in that hole.
Right.
He looked back at his queen. He said,
There's enough sand and water where you going.
Exactly. Down in that hole right there. My goodness. We've been on here for a long time now. I think it's time that we wrap it up, man. You know, we was having such a good time. We did not get to all our topics today, but hopefully we won't be so long, since the next time we'll come back. Hopefully we'll be back really soon. It's always good to have Brother Huru in the building, man. It always adds an extra layer of just everything. Metu's my guy. Y'all don't know
Metu.
He designed the Socially Conscious logo. He designed my More Lawns logo. I see Metu was promoting some real deal Holyfield concerts, man. He out here doing his thing with the graphic design. He got his beautiful black queen and
yes, sir.
Beautiful black queen.
Yes, that beautiful black. She's your queen.
Yes, sir.
You be free from it.
They made sure they said free from infection. You notice this shit.
It's me.
Made sure they put that shit in there.
Metu, do you have anything that you would like to promote at this time, sir?
Oh man, there's some people who, y'all, those hip hop heads out there, is we have Mystical coming to the building. He's gonna be here next in 2 weeks. He'll be here in East St. Louis. You all want to get the information, I can see you all the flyer. My name is Metu Jallow on Facebook. And I hopefully will be able to get some books from the sister. I moved 3 times.
He was gone.
I still have one book.
How many books have you purchased since Rebecca has not given you any of hers?
She haven't gave me the link or nothing. I'm ready to pay.
From her running away from books.
She don't even want me to pay for the book. I said, God damn.
I promise you, it's not intentional.
They're running away from Jesus series.
No matter how much you don't believe me,
she have wrote books.
It's not intentional.
You have wrote books since I asked you about the first book. I'm like, damn.
Running Away from White Jesus by Rebecca Quarles.
Yeah, but Mystical is gonna be in the building.
It's 2 weeks. I want to see that, man. I like Mystical. Maybe me.
There's gonna be a piece that's going on in June. Some people putting together a piece fest. I'm doing the website and the logo, and hopefully the flyer for them. I'll be meeting up with them. I think tomorrow. I'm supposed to be meeting up with them tomorrow to get that together. Anybody need flyers, logos, banners, T-shirts, designs? If you want to start a new business, you need a whole package full of everything that you need. I got it for you. I don't try to break the bank on you. And
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
very friendly, willing to work with you. You know, no matter what your bank is, we'll make it happen.
That's what I'm talking about.
I help people make books. People make book covers. I make it all. I've helped people start businesses. You want to start a business? Give me a call.
Facts. Lady Q.
I have nothing going on at this time.
But to be emancipated from that job plantation.
Listen.
Rebecca had 2 more days and Rebecca will be officially emancipated. Can't you? Brand new day. Can't you feel brand new? When you're looking up and the water's shining down on you.
I fucking hate this too. Shut the fuck up. No, man, I have nothing going on, man. I made it through COVID for the 3rd time. Honestly, I don't have nothing going on. I got a couple freelance writing projects, and I got this book that somebody is trying to collaborate with me on called Chocolate City, but I don't know if I really want to do this collaboration or not. So
what happened to the call center book?
Nope. I couldn't release it.
You don't work.
It really didn't come in. It didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. And then somebody was trying to spin it. And then I guess this group on Instagram that felt like, even though it was completely different than what they were trying to do, they're trying to fight me on the name of the book, and they're trying to fight me on like my original content. And I'm like, you lost your fucking mind. We ain't doing that. Like that pissed me off. So I'm kind of like held up with that situation with them. So I got a lawyer that's trying to like take care of that so I can release my shit.
Call center confessions. That's what you should call it.
It is. And it is what it's called.
That sounds like a porno.
It's a group on Facebook that I can't name that's trying to basically say, oh, it was their idea, so and so. And I didn't even know these niggas existed.
The white devil?
Yeah, so I'm kind of hung up with that. So while that stuff is going on, I'm trying to get this Chocolate City project off the ground, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. I would like to promote my Same Crime t-shirt that I got from Facebook. Same crime, different time. It's not my shirt, but I actually should like go get a bunch of these made and sell it, because I know people be asking like, where you get that from? I'm like, I ain't had this for years. Oh.
Besides the white folks that be turning their nose up, bitch.
Fuck them.
And I want to say right now on the air right now, I just officially just ordered her book. You just sent me the link. I just ordered it.
That's like I sent you this link, man. So I'm like, let me get this shit.
I just ordered it, sister. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
They should be free.
They should be free.
They should be free. Rebecca, I need you to handle that.
Yeah, I'll cash up him in the morning. That's right.
I just ordered the book. Say it'll be here 10, 11 days. I'll be on you about that.
Right. Get the Run Away from Jesus books.
It's me in St. Louis in April. I gotta come down there for an event, and I'll autograph and do all that wonderful stuff.
An event is Metu promoting this event in April, Rebecca.
No, I don't think it's a girl named Morgan Casey. I don't think he has anything to do with that event.
We shall see.
All right. Well,
we shall see. My hands in that a little bit everywhere.
He sent me his cash out, Metu Black. Metu Extra Black. I love
Brother
it.
Brother Uhuru at cashapp.com.
I love it. I love our people, man.
Oh yeah, look, like black women have a way of telling you something without actually telling you.
That's a fact.
I know I was looking for. I have this purple and white black dashiki. It's got a little blue in there. I'm a little too chunky to fit it right now, but I'm gonna lose that weight. Don't worry about that. But I had this dashiki, and I was looking for some pants to match. I was looking for something, you know what I'm saying, to go with it. And I was in this store, and it's these two black ladies that have been working in the store for years and years. I love them to life. I don't know their names, but they so kind every time I come in there, go shopping. So they said, well, what are you looking for? I was like, well, I got this dashiki. They was, oh, that's nice. Well, thank you. I got this dashiki. I'm looking for some pair of pants to go with it. I had this date with this young lady years ago. And I ended up finding some Robin's blue pants that matched this dashiki perfectly. Like it went with the purple, everything. Went in the room, and one will say to the other, them pants will sure look good with that dashiki. Mm-hmm. Then they go, how they fit? Oh, they fit good. I'm gonna take these. Which I was gonna get them anyway, but I'm glad you approve of it. You know what I mean? Shout out to the two black ladies who work in Levine's down there on 14th in Washington, man. Love them to life. There's another brother in there too, man. He's always so kind when I come in there. Shout out to that brother too, man. Just awesome staff. Work down there. Levine's, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. That's about the only place I can find pants like that. So shout out to them. I don't really have anything to promote per se. The big frost is over, so more lawns will be getting back up to lawn season here pretty soon. Made some changes last year. I was purchasing a 42-inch riding zero turn that I used pretty much the whole last summer. There were some things that I didn't like about it. It had plenty of power, it was good on gas, but it didn't handle hills well. It had a fixed deck, so any little change in elevation, it scalped. And, something which really could have been a perfect lawnmower for a lot of my yards really didn't work out too well. So I ended up giving that back and, save that little money over the course of the winter. I just picked up a 33-inch little walk behind lawnmower that I got from a white dude. And it runs very well. Got a few little things that I got to do to it, but my plan is to take that and it's already cashed out, it's paid for. So once I put a little bit of work into it, do a tune-up, change the oil, and get it ready for lawn season, I'm gonna use that money that I'm saving from not purchasing something, and I'm gonna cash up on me a lawnmower. Maybe not necessarily cash out on a new lawnmower, but get something newer, bigger. But in order to do that, I got to get a bigger trailer. Definitely got to upgrade. That's what I'm going to be working on. Caught my truck this past winter. This past winter has been hard on my truck. Replaced all the fuel lines, the system, everything. And man, that was a headache. We might tell that story on the next podcast about Black business.
Yeah, same
well, that'll be the next topic. We'll put that up on the next one. Like actually supporting Black business. What does it actually mean to support Black business? What does it entail? Do you support Black business as long as
right, and what it look like?
Good, or if somebody screws you over, like in my case, I was dealing with a mechanic who I thought we had an understanding. We've been working together for the past couple of years. He tried to play me. But you know what? I went to another Black man and he got me together faster, cheaper. So just Black business does not just, I went to this one Black business and they did me wrong, so fuck all the Black people. No.
Right.
Yeah.
We would love to have you for that topic, brother, because you definitely, I'm sure people like to talk Metu down. Reasonable prices are. And Metu's prices are reasonable. Well, you know, Metu, I ain't really can do and I can do 60.
I got stories, brother. Boy, I'm telling you.
Let me tell you something.
I can cash app you 60 right now.
Listen, the book that Metu just bought has all 4 of my books in one. I told a lady that I was selling it for $20. She said, that's too much money to be paying for a book, even if it is 4 in 1. You can't bring it down half the price. No.
Oh man, I got stories. I was doing a hair show in St. Louis. Very good turnout on my hair show. So my tickets are $10 advance, $15 at the door. They eventually went up, but $10 in advance, $15 at the door. I had somebody call me and say, "Hey, can I get a discount on the advance ticket?" I said, "Oh my God, really?"
Like, stop.
Yeah, and you do get a discount with advance ticket. Advance tickets are $15. At the door, it's $25. There's your discount, right?
Right. You're not paying that door price. What are you doing?
If you don't get in free at the club before 11, you got to pay after 11. I'm just saying.
Right. Because my thing is, I remember for my grandmother transition, she bought 2 tickets, one for her and one for my mom. I said, my grandma gonna pay for the tickets. Goddamn, ain't nobody getting in here free.
Yeah.
Damn, you made your own grandma pay for tickets, man, too?
I didn't make her pay. She wanted to pay. She said, "Here you go." I'm like, "Damn."
Because she's supporting her grandson. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's how
baby.
the older generation.
That's my baby.
Just like with mama,
right
when my first book came out, she bought it. And I was like, no, I'll give it to you for free. She was like, no, I'm going to buy it. And then when my second one came out, she was like, no, I'm going to buy that. And they believe in the older generation, believe in supporting they people like that. So
where did we drop the ball?
Actual factual. So this has been it for the episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast, man. Thank you, Rebecca, for joining in as always. Thank you for tuning in, man. It's good to have your input. And
I love talking to me too.
We'll catch you next time on the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. Peace.
Peace.
And chicken grease.